up? What's up? So, part 2 in this training, I'm going to talk about the void a little bit more in depth. And it's around the framework of now understanding the importance of being able to relax. And I want to break that down. When you are able to relax, and I keep saying this over and over, step into the blueprint of your life. I want to actually describe what I mean by that. It comes down to one word that I think has become like kind of a buzzword. We're hearing it like all over. And I would say, as a physiologist, even like 5 years ago, this word was just something that we used in like a very biological text, but now it's everywhere, at least in the personal development game, and it's the word embodiment. So let me jam on that. I'm going to give you some additional tools to contemplate on and really allow you, or I invite you to wrap your heart further around your ability to relax and why it is so important. Everything good that you have been striving for in your life, across every area of your life, your body, your health, your relationships, your prosperity, your impact, your income, everything has to come from you fully embodying who you are. And you can't do that if you're blocked. And you're blocked when you're not relaxed, right? It's kind of in opposition. When you're relaxed, as you now know, you're in a state of allowance, of surrender, of openness, of space. So what you've done is you've cleared out a lot of stuff that's been in your space, and now you have this void and you're empty, and now you get to choose how you're going to fill it. And so this is the part where it can get interesting, because as I mentioned, when you feel empty, the knee-jerk reaction is to go and fill that empty, because empty is scary. The mind immediately goes into fear of the unknown, and it could show up in the most subtle of ways, right? I know this. Like, it doesn't have to show up in like, oh my God, I'm so afraid of this empty feeling. It could show up like, you know what, I don't have time to do this training right now because I have all this other stuff I have to take care of. I'm just really tired. I'm gonna go take a nap and then I'll get around to it. I really just don't know what I'm doing. I need to take a step back and I need to organize so I kind of have a sense of what I'm doing, and then I'll get back to this concept. I just don't have the money to invest. I know I need to take this further, but I don't have the money right now. I have to get my life in order before I can work on myself. Like, all these things are backwards, and they're all excuses to keep you from feeling the void. So fear doesn't have to show up in like this terrifying panic. Fear can show up in just like the most seemingly innocuous excuses. So in this moment, you want to take stock. You want to look at all of those things that are coming up, because I've said this before and I'll say it again. The only reason why you don't have what you are seeking in your life with regard to your body, your health, your relationships, impact, income, everything, right, is because there's a block. And when you can relax, you open yourself up to seeing clearly what those blocks are. And when you see clearly what those blocks are, you can pull them out, shine a light on them, and dissolve them. So here's step 1 in the void. After you're going through your chill method and you are implementing that, go back and really get a snap go back to my icky or awesome technique. You have a thought, and that thought is going to either make you feel icky or it's going to make you feel awesome. If it makes you feel icky, you've got to question it. And now is your opportunity to not just question it in your head, but to get it out of your body and shine a light on it. And the best way to do that is to put it on paper. Write it down. The physiological act, and this goes back to what I started this training with, embodiment. Embodiment means that you are in a physical act of presence around something that you're trying to alter. So when you take a thought that feels icky and you keep it in your head where you created it, it just spins there. You just spin those thoughts over and over and over and over and over again. And you recognize them in your head. You're like, oh, I see I'm having that icky thought. Okay, I don't want to have that icky thought. Instead, I want to believe this. But it's all still in there. It's all still in your body. If you want to embody a different belief system, you cannot have the old ones swirling around inside of you. So you create this physiological act of getting it outside of your body. When you put pen to paper, you actually secrete hormones. You line up your nervous system. It actually creates a physiological sensation of release. And you do create more emptiness. But you also connect with the control that you have for the emptiness. Right? You're dissolving this thought, and in that moment, as you bring it out, put it on paper, you refute it. Right then and right there, you refute it. This thought makes me feel icky. So you know it doesn't belong to you. Now is the opportunity to tell your mind why it's bullshit. No judgment, okay? Because when you go and you judge the thought and you get frustrated on the thought, you keep it locked. You keep picking it up and you keep arguing with it. Right? So this isn't like, oh, I can't believe I'm thinking this again, blah, 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 blah. I'm so frustrated. Why do I keep thinking this? Well, again, you're spinning it. You're embodying that old belief. This is about dissolving it and embodying who you want to be so that it's an energetic match with the person who has all the things that you are seeking, right? You become that person first. That's embodiment. Okay, so refute the old thought. 3 new beliefs right then and there. So you catch the thought, I just don't have time for this right now. I have to get my life in order first. I don't have time? Is that true? That doesn't feel good. That I keep putting myself off. My own health, my own well-being. Put it down. My mind says I don't have time, but I say I make time for the things that matter to me. But I say that's not true. By working on myself, I actually create more time because I become more efficient. But I say, so you go and you literally refute that thought 3 ways. But I say, but I say, but I say. Okay, so that's step 1 in embodiment. Get the old thought out. Get it out so that you're not spinning it in your head. And you give yourself power over your void. You're still continuously clearing out your system, removing those blocks so that nothing is standing in the way of you having the life that you want. You're embodying that person. But now I'm going to take a sidetrack here on this, and I want to talk about something really, really, really fucking important. Man, do I feel passionate about this right now. We absolutely live in a society that is structured around creating convenience. And what it has paradoxically done is it has made us sick and created a lot of struggle and suffering in our life, which nobody wants. inconvenience, which is like beyond uncomfortable, right? It's painful. So what do I mean by that? Like, everything that we have technologically is so that we can make our lives easier, that we can save time, right? That we can be more efficient. Make time for me. I'll call you. I'll text you. I'm accessible, right? We always say that. I'm here. Just, all you have to do is just shoot me a text, send me an email. Like, I'm accessible all the time. And what does that do? Right? That clogs you up by making yourself convenient for others. I'm gonna download this workout program right on my phone. It's so convenient. So convenient that you take it for granted and then you don't do it. You don't honor it. You don't honor the time. Fast food. It's so convenient. Just drive right through so you don't think about it. It becomes a mindless act of how you put fuel in your precious machinery. So, doing this journaling exercise, you're gonna have resistance to it because it's not convenient. And in a society where you're seeking ways to cut corners to create convenience, this isn't conducive. So you're gonna have resistance to it. You're gonna have excuses for it. You're gonna be like, I could do that in my head. I'll journal it when I get home. It's not convenient for me to pull over my car because I just had a bad thought. But you have to ask yourself, how inconvenient is that bad thought making you ill and blocking you from having the life that you want, right? So like, I say, find every opportunity in your life to do what's inconvenient. Because when you do what's inconvenient, again, here's the paradox. When you consistently do what's inconvenient, it becomes effortless. Right? You're getting rid of the thoughts that don't serve you and you're replacing them with thoughts that do, creating a more whole, happy, content, well-functioning, well-oiled machine, right? It's kind of funny. So the more you seek out inconvenience, the more effortless your life becomes. Become the master at doing inconvenient things, and you create just a seamless life of flow because you're not afraid. You're not afraid of the uncomfortable. You're not afraid of the inconvenient. You're the master of it. Total side note, so much relevance to embodiment. So play with that and really, really think about, I'm doing what's inconvenient so that I can create the life I design, I choose, right? Okay. So, you're going to get those thoughts out, stop spinning them, you're going to put them on paper, you're going to seek inconvenience, and you're going to do what isn't comfortable. Next. And this is all in the name of embodiment. So now you've gotten these thoughts out, you know it's icky, you're refuting them, you're putting new beliefs that serve you inside, now what? You're empty, and you're getting to choose what you fill your body with. So you want to go back, and you want to get in fine detail about who this person is. How does she walk? How does she talk? How does she act? How does she show up? All of these things, okay, that I've talked about many times before in manifestation and in other trainings. But we're going to take it a step further here in terms of embodiment. In order to embody being someone that you're describing, again, it's the physiological aspect of it. It's doing the physiology behind it. It's getting it into your cells. So I'm going to give you another analogy, which I think is so perfect. The difference between saying who you want to be